Okay, this is the die. Which one is this? First molar, second molar?
Second model.
Second molar, okay. First you have to make die, then leaching, apply 2 layers of separating media, let it dry. Then we can use, which wax you want to use? Green, blue.
Blue.
What is this?
Blue.
What is the name of this wax?
And lay wax.
Inlay wax. Used for
Coping.
what coping?
Crown.
For crown.
Used for wax buildup. For inlay, onlay, crowns, okay?
They will
we'll
show
take the-
demonstration.
They have done. Coping, they have done. Okay, we'll start with this.
Coping.
So first, start on the cervical region, near the finish line. Finish line is very important. So many times I tell. Why it is important, Shabi? Finish line, why finish line is important?
It dictates the limit of the tooth.
Yeah. So first,
Coping.
and the finish line, wax should be properly adapted. There should not be any gap. So this we are making coping for what?
Metal.
No. Okay, for metal. But for what? Which type of crowns?
Metal ceramic.
Metal ceramic. So better it is called PFM. PFM or porcelain fused to metal crown. So first we do finish on the
Finish line.
finish line.
نسوي
Okay, then we do the
كوبينج بعدين.
line angle. On the line angle. I will do on the line angle. Why line angle? Because if we do afterwards, there can be thin area left here. So the coping can perforate. The wax can perforate. What should be the ideal thickness of coping? Metal coping? Should be the thickness of coping. What is the ideal thickness of the coping? Metal coping.
3 millimeter.
3 millimeter.
0.3.
0.3. So what we try to do, so in the wax, I finish the line angles now first. Okay. Now fill up the portion between line angle and the finish line. We will now finish this. The coping should be smooth. We finish on the mesial surface. Now on the lingual surface. So it should not be too thick. If it is thick, you have to trim it. And trimming in metal requires a lot of time and effort. So now, see, last to be done is the occlusion surface. Again, we should not make it flat. The coping should follow the shape of the prepared tooth. With the prepared tooth, occlusion surface is like this. Coping should be like this. Huh? If you make it flat, you will get less marks. Because if you make it flat, then when we do the ceramic build-up, okay, here we will have very less space in the mouth to do any ceramic build-up. So the tooth has to be trimmed. Please now see the occlusal surface, curved according to the preparation.
Before the final exam, we need the covering for the posterior teeth.
Yes.
Before we start build up.
You have two exercises in final exam. One is
Bridge
wax
to-
up of 3-unit bridge,
Yeah.
and one is making coping with the metal collar and handle. Uh-huh.
Coping also on the
So now
posterior.
we will try any extra wax we have to remove beyond the finish line. You can still here see the dye here, huh? That means the thickness is little less, so I can put more wax here. Wherever you see the color of the dye, any plaster beyond the wax pattern, so we can add little more wax. Because if the coping is very thin, then the metal will not flow during the casting.
Now still curved.
So we will try to remove it now, because it is a new material even I am using for the first time. Huh? So let us see if we can remove it properly.
You want the line observe.
Yeah, it is coming out nicely, you see. Coping. The thickness should be uniform. You can check it under the light. If more light is visible, that means the thickness is less. So you have to add more wax. And also in your kit there is an instrument. What is the name of that instrument to check the thickness?
Clever.
Caliper, Aiva. Okay. That is metal caliper. It is pointed sharp. You see, it is sharp. So it is to check the thickness of the metal coping. For wax, we have special caliper. It has a. Okay, the metal one is like this, very sharp. But metal, special wax caliper is also available. It has round ends. Round. So that when you check, the wax will not perforate. Okay?
Fracture.
So that is special caliper, same like this, but only the difference between the end. So again, put little, very little separating media. So if you want to do any correction, it should come out again. Put the coping back. Okay, so our coping is finished, fine, nice. You can make it smooth little if you want. Okay, good. So this is the lingual surface, right? Now the next step is making a
Shoulder.
Hook.
metal collar. We call it metal collar. Again, for making metal collar, two methods. Huh? One, you can use normal wax like this. You can make it. We can make it thin, not thick wax. And the collar should run from mesial to distal surface. This is to give support to the porcelain.